Hi, everybody. Welcome to the morning Zohar reading. Today is March 31st of 2019, and we are on, um, wow, I don't even have that written down today. What's the,
Page 43, item 261, second paragraph.
okay. I had to write it down. I don't know why it's not there. I thought I'd always write it down. All right.
You done with your spiel?
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been sitting here waiting for you.
Well, you didn't go all the way through it. That's why I asked.
Oh.
Okay. Here, fire, which is left, is included with water, which is right. Certainly the fire took the water, meaning the left contained the right within it. This is implied from the verse, and Abraham gave all that he had unto Isaac, which is water included in fire. Abraham, who is water, gave his whole essence to Isaac, who is fire. In the beginning, they were both included in therein, the water. And when Abraham tied Isaac to perform din, judgment on him, to sacrifice him as an offering, fire was included in the water.
And now water was included in the fire, so everything will be in the high faith, Bina. This is so because the two lines, right and left, in Bina are included in one another, and then they obtained their perfection. Hence, Abraham and Isaac too, who extend from those two lines in Bina, must be included in one another. For this reason, first the left was integrated with the right during the tying, and now Abraham gave all that was his to Isaac, by which the right is included in the left.
Unto the sons of the concubines, Abraham gave gifts. But unto the sons of concubines, gifts. What are gifts? Those are lower degrees of holiness, which are uncorrected. They are names of types of spirits of impurity. He gave them to complete the degrees, so they would purify them and complement the degrees of holiness. And Isaac rose above all of them in the high faith, which is Bina.
The sons of concubines are the sons of Keturah. She is called concubine since she was a concubine before he sent her away. And she is a concubine now since he took her again. And he sent them away from Isaac his son, so they would not rule over Isaac while he was alive, while Abraham still lived and exited in the world, so they would not quarrel with him later, and so that Isaac would be corrected in the side of the harsh Haydin to prevail over all of them. And they all surrendered before him. Eastward means to the land in the east, since there are various kinds of witchcraft and impurity there.
It is written, and Solomon's wisdom excelled the wisdom of all the children of the East, meaning all those who were from the sons of Abraham's concubines. And in those mountains of the East are those who teach wizardry to people. And Laban, Beor, and Baalam, his son, and all the wizards came from that land in the East.
Who gave Jacob for a spoil? Since the time of the ruin of the temple, there are no blessings in the world. They have been halted. It is as though they were arrested from above, from the upper worlds, and from below, from the lower ones. And all those lower degrees intensify, grow, and govern Israel, because Israel caused it by their sins. And the absence of blessings in the upper worlds is because the lower ones are unfit to receive them. And all the abundance that they should bestow upon the lower ones is denied them, since they have no one upon whom to bestow.
Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the looters? It was not the Lord, against whom we have sinned. Since he said, who gave Jacob for a spoil in Israel? Why does he say, against whom we have sinned? He should have said, against whom they have sinned, in third person and not in first person. And if he says, against whom we have sinned, in first person, why does he return to saying they would not, meaning third person again? He should have said, they would not, and not, we would not, which is in first person.
But when the temple was ruined and the palace was burned, and the people went into exile, divinity wished to be uprooted from its place and to be exiled with them. Divinity said, first, I will go and see my house, my palace, and I will visit the places of the priests and the Levites who were serving in my house.
All right. Okay. Then the assembly of Israel, which is divinity, looked up and saw that her husband, Zerah and Pin, had parted her and rose up above. She went down and entered the temple and looked at all the places and wept. And the voice was heard above in heaven, and the voice was heard below on earth. And this is the meaning of the words: a voice is heard in Ramah, lamentation and bitter weeping, Rachel weeping for her children.
269. And since she went into exile, she looked at the people and saw how they were pushed and trampled under the legs of the rest of the nations in exile. Then she said, who gave Jacob for a spoil? And Israel replied, was it not the Lord against whom we have sinned? This settles why it writes in first person. And divinity said, in whose ways they would not walk, and whose law they did not obey.
And when the Creator visits his nation to deliver them from exile, the assembly of Israel, divinity, will return from the exile first and go to the temple, since first the temple will be built for the gathering of the exiles, where there is the presence of divinity. This is why divinity comes out of exile first. And the Creator will tell her, rise up from the dust. And divinity will reply, where will I go? My house is in ruin, my palace burned by fire. And the Creator will build the temple from the start. He will erect the palace and will build the city of Jerusalem. And then he will raise divinity from the dust.
It is written, the Lord builds Jerusalem. First he builds Jerusalem, and then he gathers the dispersed of Israel. And he will tell her, shake yourself from the dust, rise up and sit, O Jerusalem. And then he will gather the exiles of Israel. And as was written in the beginning, the Lord builds Jerusalem, and then he gathers the dispersed of Israel. And then He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. This is the revival of the dead, and it is written, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes.
Lahaim.
Lahaim. So is that the end of something?
That was the end of the chapter.
So tomorrow for April 1st, we are on chapter 22.
I thought I had the other one up, but apparently I didn't bring it out.
All right, so I'm going to turn off the recording while this is happening. Tomorrow we start a new chapter. Everybody, please join us. Bye. Have an awesome day.